Hey there, everybody. This is Ian McDonald, and welcome to my channel. Normally, here on this channel, I'll make videos of walkthroughs on how I make apps using AI. But in today's video, I wanted to make things a little bit different and tell you about my story of how I started my business this year in 2024, uh, my AI business, and maybe give you a little bit of insight on how you can do the same for yourself, because now is definitely the time, if any time. And as I get into my story, you'll hear a bit about how my background is not in application development, it's in uh, health services. So if I can go from doing that to becoming a successful business owner in the AI space, then you can too. And that's what is really cool about where we're at in time in 2024 is AI is democratizing all of these advanced expertise, making them available for anybody. So stick around. If you are new here, welcome. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and like this video and share. And yeah, I'll go ahead and get into it. So I live here in Colorado. Back in January, I set up my business with the state of Colorado, got my tax number, and decided on the name Disruptive Solutions. And ever since then, I've been using AI to build custom apps. I had the idea that I just wanted to do something with AI. I thought that maybe I would be a consultant, which that's certainly a piece of what I've been doing over the past year. But I've really found this niche and enjoyable thing that I really love to do, which is build custom apps or just build applications in general. And I never would have thought that this would be possible. So, a little bit of history about myself. I'm from Florida. I grew up in Pensacola on the Panhandle. I moved to Colorado in 2013 at the age of 19 and thought that uh, I was going to work in the treatment field for the rest of my life. I am in recovery, and I got my first job in treatment back in 2016 and moved from position to position, moving up. And I really started to feel kind of like I was trapped in that industry. Like I knew it, I knew people in the industry, and I could make a career out of that if I wanted to. However, it is a really tough industry to be in. It's really tough, and after 8 years of being in it, I really had dreamt about trying something new. And from the young age, I always wanted to own a business. That was always my dream. And I would do things like try to sell ices to the neighbors and was always trying to come up with ways to like make money by being a business. And the past 2 years of my life, in 2022, my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And so that became um, really a turning point for me in my life where I was coming back and forth between Colorado and Florida. A lot of emotions, a lot of change in my life, and my dad passed in December of 2023. So for me, I quit my job here in Colorado. I decided that I was going to move back to Florida and prematurely moved, just left all my stuff here because it was time, basically, where I needed to be in Florida to be with my dad. And once he passed, I felt this shift of if not now, then when? And I made the decision to do something about it, to do what I wanted to do because I'm 30 years old. I was 29 when I started my business, and I had I had all this time to go out and try something like this before, and I realized at this point that I can still do that. And AI was the the thing that I was super interested in. I watched a ton of YouTube videos of other creators on here uh, talking about businesses that they are starting and being successful with, and I just was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a shot. And so there was this guy, Mia Motley, on YouTube here. I was watching a lot of his, and he had talked about like having an AI agency, and that sounded really cool to me. He was like doing consulting for people, and he was making products along the way, and he was also doing like how-to videos, like how he was building some of these things and then selling them. And so that was a huge inspiration for me. That's how I built my first app. Actually, was he had a video on how to create a chatbot using VoiceFlow, and so I signed up for a VoiceFlow account and I watched some other videos and I figured out how to put that chatbot into a Slack application. And that was it. That was my start. And I gave myself a little bit of time and I had a little bit of money saved up to where I could, uh, take some time to learn how to do this stuff. Also, my roommate, he is a remodeler. He's owned his own company here in Colorado for 10 plus years and has a lot of great experience. And me going into the living room, I was always seeing like paperwork and just knew that he could really use some help with organizing his business. And so he and I came to an agreement where I would build him an app that would sort of centralize and help him get organized. And I took my little bit of knowledge of that little work voice flow app that I built to build him an app on Slack that was basically a project management app. Uh, so how I ended up doing that was a ton of YouTube videos and using ChatGPT to ask questions to and get code spat back out to me. And I found Replit. Replit was where I started taking that code, throwing it in, and then deploying this app. And ever since I've been using Replit because it's super user friendly. So yeah, I started out building him this project management app, and it was really cool. It just started out as like a chat bot that would go and ask his employees questions on what they did that day, so that that data would be pushed to a spreadsheet. So Jeremy, my roommate, would be able to read it and know what was going on. And it started from that to, okay, the chatbot actually wasn't the best format for collecting that data. So I just made it into a form on Slack. And then I built in um, a way for Jeremy to pull this data back and reference it so he could communicate with the work progress updates that his guys were doing. So he could go in and be like, tell me what the updates were for this week, and figured out how to use OpenAI and their API system to create chatbots that would pull from knowledge bases. And that was really cool. Um, and then still in this project, just building and building and seeing what I could do, I created something that would take receipts. Like you could take a picture of a receipt, it would extract the text, and then it would take that text and throw it into a spreadsheet so that you could uh, better track your budget. So a receipt extractor, and then going in and messaging like, how much have we spent on this? So I was really kind of blown away at somebody who hadn't had any experience with building apps before. And this was the span of maybe 2 or 3 months, January, February, March, building this app and showing him and then like implementing it with his guys at work and being like, wow, I can actually do this. This is crazy. This is crazy. And so um, I built my first like real app. And from there, I was building only apps within Slack's framework, which was pretty niche and cool. Um, However, I had kind of come to the conclusion of building this app for him, and my money had run dry. So actually, I went back to work with him, all the while knowing that I can build upon this. I can build things. And I was really excited. I was just excited that I could do this now. Actually, going back to like right around when COVID happened and right when ChatGPT, I think it was 3, right? Whenever it first got released to the public, I was looking into seriously going to a coding boot camp, and I was going online using free resources, learning how to code a little bit, and then I've been on a couple of like interviews with schools to join their program, and then all of a sudden ChatGPT came out, and I'm like, I better hold off on this because I think that that is where the future of programming and development will be going. And I'm thankful that I did because I did not need to spend 15 grand or whatever it was for that boot camp I was going to do. Sure, maybe in that little bit of window between 21 to 24, I could have learned how to code, but I'm building things now that are, I'm showing them to developers who have been programming for 20, 30 years, and they're like, wow, this is really impressive. And I'll throw something together super quick using AI, publish it in a day, and they're like, wow, I can't believe that you're outputting this, so quickly. And it really makes me think that I've stumbled upon a gold mine, or as a friend of mine calls it, a genie in a bottle. And AI really is this like great leveler of, um, we can all access these really impressive skills now and take advantage of them. So I had to go back to work with Jeremy. I went to work with him doing some remodeling because, like I said, my money had run dry. And all the while working for him, I started building this other app, and I started my YouTube channel, and I started making TikToks, which was totally new for me. I mean, I had spent all this time like watching all these YouTubers for years, like not just with AI, but all sorts of things, and always felt like I could never do that myself. Same with TikTok. Like, I don't know. I'm not a social media influencer, but I really just enjoyed, especially like some of these people whose channels I would return to. I really enjoyed their content, and I really enjoyed that like they were giving away these resources for free and trying to be helpful and bring people up along with them. And uh, I knew that this is what I wanted to do, and I knew that this sort of video aspect was going to be a part of it as well. So I created my first video of just displaying, I think it was the social media app that I had built, which was creating content using AI. And then you could schedule it, and then it would post that content to Facebook and Instagram or whatever, and showing people, hey, look, I built this. And then later on, I was posting these videos to Facebook. I found this Facebook group called AI for Business, and I was posting these little videos of these cool little apps that I was building and being like, hey, look at what I can build with AI. You can do it too. And my videos kept getting taken down from this Facebook group because they were considered to be like self promotional. And in my head, it wasn't really about that. It was really just showing people like what you can do with AI. So after my videos kept getting taken down from this Facebook page, I reached out to the admin, the owner of AI for Business. His name's Brian, super awesome guy. And I was like, hey, man, my stuff keeps getting taken down. What's up with that? And he looked at my videos and he was like, wow, this is super cool. Like, and then immediately made me an expert in the group. And it was the first time that I felt like super validated. I mean, my roommate was my first like customer, but Brian was the first person to be like, hey, what you're doing is really cool. And I will always be thankful to him for that. And yeah, he's been a really awesome dude. So I'm an expert in AI for business, and I'm posting these videos. And about a week later, Brian asked me to um, he asked me to teach one of his groups. He has like a master class in his Facebook group where he teaches all sorts of stuff. He's been in the industry for a really long time, and he asked me to come in and show people how to use Claude to create apps. And so I threw together some content, threw together some prompts, and there was probably like 50 people in this first like online Zoom class that he has where I demonstrated for them how to build an app. And it was really quick, and it was really impressive to these people because they were just like, oh wow, I can actually build something that's really really cool. And yeah, I got a little bit of traction from that, introducing myself to these people, just showing them what they could do. And ever since then, that was maybe uh, August or something, so only a few months ago, where he'd invited me on. And then about a month later, I was invited back on to teach another group where I guess it was early September, how you use Replit, because Replit had just came out with AI agent, and just within a quick prompt will build you a really robust, like lightweight application. So he brought me on to do that, and at this point in time, I was building my own website from scratch. I had started developing using Next.js, so moving from Slack's infrastructure, which was really constraining but pretty cool, to building web apps, which are, you know, I don't know, like 80, 90% of what people use nowadays instead of just downloading apps from the iOS store or the Play Store. Like you can now download these apps from the web. And so I started to mess around with styling a lot more and just really notice that um, the more I prompted using AI, the more I learned how to get better outputs, and to where I'm making now like some really, really cool stuff. That looks totally professional. And again, this is 11 months in. This is November, and I've never built an app before 2024, and I'm about to release my first like full scale production based app where there's subscription models and there is a networking feature and customization, all sorts of just crazy stuff. And I get kind of lost in like how far I've come in such a short time. And this is all because of like this amazing radical time that we're living in. And um, yeah, I guess my message to people is jump on this wagon, hop on the AI bandwagon, because I think we're in a period of time where it's it's going to be just this window, and I'm in it and you can definitely be in it, where you can have AI like help you start any sort of endeavor that you want. Maybe it's not even um, development. Maybe you wanted to write a book, and you have this person or AI like that you can collaborate with and figure out how to get your book out there. And all along the way, AI has been my business coach. It has been like my personal coach, because there's been times where I have not been sure I was doing the right thing. And it has just been amazing. All sorts of like, how do I even run a business? Going to AI to consult for that. How do I get the proper like documentation for my company? How do I hire? How do I like have these conversations with people? Everything is like baked in. It's a one-stop shop solution. And I'm not here to necessarily promote any um, company, but I have used ChatGPT primarily for the last year, and it's gone through three generations. So it was at four, GPT-4, GPT-4o, and then last month in October they released O1 preview. and also Claude came out, and I used those two primarily. And I'll say, just in the span of a year, like how much AI has improved has been incredible, and I notice it just because like the ease of which I'm able to get the output that I want versus the struggle that it used to be, kind of figuring out how to prompt AI to get what I needed. And so, yeah, all this is to say is if I can do it, then you can do it. And I really have come to be very proud of myself for this, for taking this leap of faith. And all a lot of times along the way, not knowing that it's going to work out, and still, I'm unsure, especially like with about to release this app, like how is it going to go? But yeah, just sitting here and speaking sort of this history, it's like it's been working out. It has been working out, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and it's going to continue to work out. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for myself. I'm so excited for you if you choose to take this bet on yourself of where you can go. So I love to be a resource for people. So many people have been resources to me along my path and my journey, and what I would like to offer is this channel. This channel I promise to be like a place for learning, for hopefully like community. I have a couple of avenues that I'm interested in pursuing as far as like building up a community of people who are trying to use AI to create and build and develop apps. So if that is something that you're interested, please just like and follow this channel and stay tuned because there will be more to come. I've learned a lot in this last year, and I've learned that number one, like I am, I'm responsible for my own success, and I can do it, and you can do it. So if you have liked this video, I and stuck around for this long, I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I am super thankful for anybody who's come and checked out any of my content, checked out any of my apps that I've built. I'm just so, so thankful. And yeah, really hope to make more of this for you in the future. If it's all right, I am going to just show you a bit of this app that I'm building, which I'm super excited about. It's called ChatterCard.ai, and a few months ago, I stumbled upon the idea of making a digital business card. Of course, there's so many already out there, like Linktree and others, where you can post your social media links and people can do that. But I thought it would be really cool to have this just like one page digital business card where it's got all of your links to your associated social media accounts. But wouldn't it be cool to have a chat bot in there? And anybody who wants to know more about your company or your business, having this knowledge base baked into the business card that people can ask questions about. So I set a mock digital business card up for like a lizard real estate agent just to see it and see how it would work. And I built this card and I thought it was pretty cool. It didn't get that much response online, but um, I continued to work on these, and that second time that Brian had invited me, I built this thing, which is actually on this channel, to show people how to create one for themselves. And with this walkthrough, I built a chatbot that will give you the code, and everything is there. Um, and people really liked it. People reached out to me like, "Hey, would you mind making this for me? I know that you made this video showing me how to do it, but I much more prefer you do it." And so I've had people over the past 2 months or so after I made that video asking me to make these cards for them. And I thought to myself, like, I would just rather create a platform where people could make these for themselves, take me out of the equation, and they can make whatever adjustments along the way, make it exactly how they want. And for myself, it's a great stream of revenue of just like hopefully I get this platform up and it's a subscription based model and people can come and make their cards, and I'll, be making something really cool. And started developing this app. Again, this is like a full scale app. And within a month, I'm about ready to launch it. And it's got a subscription based model baked in. I've gone over terms and policies and documentation and all of these really cool features to customize your card. Learning so much along the way. It's got a database that stores all of the users' information securely. And then I thought it would be really cool because AI for business, I mean, it's got a lot of marketers, and I've just tended to find that I like making tools to market because I'm trying to market myself, by building up my company. And so I'm building these tools to try to help me do that. So it also has this networking feature where on the card it has a feed. So a user can subscribe to your feed and see posts that you are generating. And as they subscribe to your feed, they're allowing you to access analytics for how they're interacting with your chat card. So how they're talking to your chatbot, what industry they're in. And so it's going to have this awesome feature of using AI to analyze all of that so that individuals with companies can get a better idea of how to better market to these people. It's also got like a networking feature where you just show your card. It has the QR code. And anyways, I'm really excited about it. I'm just going to go ahead and show you the video and get over with this. And thank you again so much for coming and checking out my YouTube or video or wherever this is. I will post some of the links to videos I've created, or just check out my channel, see things that I've already made, and these video walkthroughs that I've created for how you can make things like this. So thank you again so much. I'm Ian McDonald. I have a company. It's called Disruptive Solutions, and keep an eye out for my new company, ChatterCard, ChatterCard.ai. So thanks.